What's going on YouTube? Zach with Cardstock Exchange coming at you with another video. So today we have a NBA mock draft simulator, and the last one I made I didn't really have the exact lottery order and made some assumptions on what teams would do. But now that the season's over, we have the lottery order, we can make very good assumptions about what teams need and what they should do. And we're going to be using FansPro, or Fanspo, however you say this, website, which has the current order, as you can see, and we're just going to jump right into it. And so I did get a lot of flack on the last video, as a lot of you guys had some opinions on my boy Jalen Suggs versus Jalen Green, and I'm going to stick by my gun saying Jalen Suggs is better. I could be wrong. This video might not age well, but we'll just jump right into it. So first overall pick, when I was doing the Rockets, I was like, as the first overall pick, I was like, I'm not a huge Cade Cunningham fan, but everyone seems to think that that's the move. I don't think he's that great, but, to each their own, right? I'm more of like a believer that basketball, you can truly carry your team. We've seen LeBron do that, and I saw Jalen Suggs carry his team a lot farther than Cade, even though they both had, I know Suggs had a better supporting cast, but Cade's wasn't that far behind. Anyway, enough on that. And I should preface by saying I'm doing this mock draft as though I was the GM. I'm not doing what I think teams will do. So that's just a heads up. Anyway, Rockets. So they have John Wall and Kevin Porter, and that's their backcourt. And a lot of people seem to think that Evan Mobley is the move, just because he'd pair really nicely with Christian Wood. Personally, I'd go Jalen Suggs and just move John Wall. That's what I would do. But I guess this one's a tough one. I keep fumbling between those two guys, but we're gonna go. Yeah, I just think the Rockets aren't gonna be able to move John Wall, and I think they're just gonna draft Evan Mobley. That's my personal opinion. So you know what? I stand corrected. This video is based on what I think teams will do as well as what I would kind of do. A little mixture of both. Anyway, enough talking. Moving on to the Cavs. Cavs would love to have Evan Mobley here. That'd be like their dream if Evan Mobley fell to them, because they already have Darius and they already have Colin Sexton. But, they're going to draft a guard for like an 8th year in a row, because they already have Isaac Okoro, who plays, isn't he like a shooting guard as well? Yeah, shooting guard. So they're going to have like 18 shooting guards, but they're going to draft another shooting guard in Jalen Green. And with the Raptors, this one is very easily, because they're going to get rid of Kyle Lowry, and they're going to have a backcourt of Van Vliet and Suggs, and they're going to be very happy that Suggs fell to them at 4, and I will stand by it that I think he's one of the best rookies in this draft. That's my spiel on that. All right, the Magic. I also lucked out getting top 5 pick. I think it was Cleveland's pick, right? No, the Bulls pick, because they traded Vucevic. They have a good backcourt. I mean, they have Markelle, they have Cole Anthony, they have a really good small forward and power forward, power forward and centers, and Wendell Moe and Jonathan Isaac. I mean, literally, like, if their team is just healthy, I think they're a very good team. And they have Otto Porter. I forgot about that. They got him in that Bulls trade. I don't think they're gonna go guard. I think they're gonna go wing. And everybody seems to like Jonathan Kuminga a lot. I mean, he played pretty decent in that G League team thing that they all had. So, yeah, I don't think they're gonna pass up on Kuminga. All right, now we can get a little more interesting with our picks. So, this backcourt. So they have a lot. The Thunder have. Thank God they can get the Rockets pick from. I'm a big Rockets fan. They already have a lot of like power forwards and Pokusevski. I cannot pronounce that. Darius Bazley and like Al Horford. I think they're gonna pair somebody with Shai in the backcourt. I think they're gonna go Davion Mitchell. That dude's a stud. Yeah. And then the Warriors. This one kind of fell into their lap too. They have Steph and Clay. They could have LaMelo if they didn't screw that one up. But they chose a center, so I think they're going to go wing. I think Scotty Barnes is the obvious pick there. Now we go back to the Magic. So this one is Chicago's pick, I guess. I forgot which one was which. This one gets interesting. I've always said I think the Magic have a good roster. I already had them taking a wing in Kuminga. I think they're going to go with another wing. I really just don't see them going backcourt, especially with Gary Harris. I forgot they have him too. Yeah, they're going to go Jalen Johnson. That's what they're gonna do. Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox, my favorite player. And they have him, and they have Tyrese. They have their backcourt set, and with Buddy Hield. I think they're gonna go wing. I think Harrison Barnes, as much as I like him, UNC fan, I think he's kind of getting to the end of his time there. Same with Marvin Bagley. Is it rain? I don't know. That started pouring rain. That's pretty cool. I think they're gonna go with like a small forward or power forward. And there's always like that one guy every draft that kind of like rises because he has like a good combine or some crap. I think that's Mo Wagner's brother, right? Moritz Wagner, yeah. So I'm gonna guess either Isaiah Jackson or surprisingly Kai Jones. I think one of them. Like every year, like Mo Bamba, Jackson Hayes. UT always has like that big man that kind of rises up the draft. Yeah, we're gonna do that. That's gonna be the sleeper right there. UT always has that big guy that rises up the draft, like LaMarcus Aldridge, KD. I mean, again, a lot of these guys were already projected to be top picks, but, you know. Pelicans. So after they trade Zion, no, I'm totally teasing. I think they need backcourt help, so this one's pretty obvious. They're going to go Keon Johnson. They need backcourt. They're set with, like, Jackson Hayes. I think they have Steven Adams, Zion, LaMelo. So they, again, have a good backcourt. I get it at some point. You just got to go best player available. I think that's what they're going to do here. I mean, they already have, like, again, Malik, LaMelo. They have Gordon, Terry Rozier, P.J. Washington, Miles Bridges. I mean, their really only true weakness... God, I forgot they have Devontae Graham, too. I mean, their only weakness is, like, a center, right? I mean, unless this dude turns... Again, I have no idea about this guy, unless he turns out to just be a stud. I mean, is there any centers that are, like, that great? My UNC boy. Now, Luka Garza's going to rise up all the way. Part of me wants to say they're going to take, like, best player available and just go, like, Franz Wagner. I just don't see it. I really don't. They're going to go big man. Yeah, they're going to go Isaiah Jackson. They're going to go with the big man here. All right, pick 12, San Antonio. They're going to take Franz Wagner. That is just such a San Antonio pick. Just take some, like, random European guy or some random guy we've never heard of and just develop him. Yeah, they got Luka. They did that. Like, they take all these, like, really, like, mediocre players like Derek White, Lonnie Walker, Keldon, and DeJounte, and they just kind of, like, make them pretty good. So, Franz Wagner just seems like a guy they'd pick. Pacers. Okay. This one's kind of tough. I think they don't really have a hole. I think the problem with them this year was injury bug. So I think they're just going to go... This just seems like a Pacer pick. A small forward who can, like, shoot pretty well. Yeah. Yep, that's... They already have Karras. They already have Malcolm. Yep, that seems to be the pick. I haven't read about this dude. This Josh Giddey guy. Warriors. Maybe they go Josh Giddey. I don't know. Warriors are going to do... We're going to have taken Scotty Barnes. I think the Warriors are going to do some sneaky stuff in this draft. I personally think they're going to trade both their picks anyway, or at least one of them. Like, this seems to be a pick they would trade. A 6'8" shooting guard that can develop behind Steph and Clay. Yeah, that seems to be like a Warriors pick. All right, sweet. Well, that's my mock draft. Personally, again, I'll just say, if it was up to me, I'd do Rockets taking Suggs. And then I think Cleveland would be very happy with Mobley, and I'd move Jalen Green down to the Raptors. I think everybody's happy in that situation, team-wise, but I just, knowing the Rockets and being a Rockets fan, they're going to take Evan Mobley, unless something weird happens. But I'm pretty confident in at least these picks, right? Like, I think you could flop any of these three. I think these three guys are kind of in that, these four guys are, like, in their own tier, right? And then Kuminga, Mitchell, and Barnes are kind of, like, their own tier as well. Kuminga might be in that top 5. A lot of people think he is. I think he's more in this bracket. And then from here down, it's kind of a crapshoot, right? Like, there's certain guys over here that just rise up the draft boards that, like, are overdrafted, underdrafted. I mean, shit, the Suns got Cam Johnson a couple years ago, and I'm a huge UNC fan, of course. And I'm like, yeah, he's not really worth... I mean, he was, like, 11th overall, I think, which was I thought was pretty high, but he's working out, right? Like, he knows his role, and that's what he's doing well at. But people like that, like, teams will overdraft for, like, a very specific positional need that they want, as opposed to the best player available, and that's kind of what I tried to take into consideration here. But yeah, that's my mock draft. We'll revisit this after the draft, see how accurate I was, see if there's any trades. I genuinely think the Warriors are going to trade one of their 2 picks. But maybe they just stick with Scotty. That could be a good pick for them. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on this. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everything at Card Stock Exchange. And until next time, peace.